Buck roll. Purchase your track today.
case nobody's asked you this today, are you okay? Are you really fine? I mean, you know it's okay to feel a little off sometimes. It's all right that you don't want to smile. You don't need to explain bad moments away. We all get them and get through them. Don't forget that even the darkest clouds have the sun shining on the other side. So give it time, and you will be fine. Eventually, most likely, you'll feel the corners of your mouth naturally rise, and you'll know that it's real because everybody will be able to see it in your eyes. But until then, I was just calling to check on you because I was thinking of you, and I wanted to make sure that you're doing okay. Let me know if you're not. I'm always here if you need to talk.
In any case, we begin the first half of our show with the
He bound me.
Drunk and going pretty boy. Drunk and going pretty boy. I get going pretty boy.
I'm from that dust on that floor. I was a nigga you could've trust, nigga. Head would've got bust by my nigga. Felt that cup, fuck nigga told. In my hood, it ain't no luck, young niggas keep moving rough. Niggas really don't give a fuck, swear it's a cold change. You ain't really stepping your own, nigga hit you close range. They ain't giving no welcomes in, did this to the dope game. They just keep discovering all them bodies tied to no names. Parents hooked on cocaine. Them niggas beating down them bloods, he turned the flame on. Death of my cousin made me lose and I can't aim wrong. Trying to find somebody else to blame, let's get this pain gone. Said there's still a couple fuck niggas I gotta rain on. Young nigga, hang on. Too many lies in your ear, they don't despise. They just feed cause your bank loan. Wrap them pies in the bowl before it's ready. Bitches sold, niggas switching on them codes. Getting too hot, don't get your name on. Please don't get burnt by that red. Cause the fool will put them stones in your head, yeah. Streets on lock, nigga, we cut them up and drop off. One false move and take a top off. Reach into the harvest, dig deep cause you the hardest, ayy. Please enjoy the rain, don't let the change look obvious. Tired of all the politics and mention anger. Hey, money will turn a nigga to a stranger. They got it out for me, so indecisive with my pal, just keep this trap bubbling. This for them late nights, dealing with them great rice with fake rice. Race pice, hate why, really why you play nice, your heart fade. Still smiling on my dark days, causing too much damage, screaming man, you had to part ways. Don't need love, young niggas stay focused in them blessings, they gon' creep up. Different ties to monetize, but they gon' see us. Cut your sunrise, deliver broad shit on the rap burner. Some niggas ain't meant to see how them racks turn up. Show no sympathy, he need a back warmer. You gon' remember what that cat stumble. Play with that cheese and get this trap under. 7 me a clown, diving in this water, fuck nigga, ready to drown. You subscribe to be a menace, you gon' exit the clouds. Only raining for the moment, don't be the next to be the cow. Giving no fuck nigga flowers, I say please don't get burned by that red. Cause the fool will put them stones in your head, yeah. Streets on lock, nigga, we cut them up and drop off. One false move, take a top off. Reach into the harvest, dig deep cause you the hardest, ayy. Please enjoy the rain, don't let the change look obvious, ayy. Tired of all the politics and mention anger. Hey, money will turn a nigga to a stranger. Hey, addicted to the hustling, I ain't really seeing no stop signs. Watch them out front of these hoes, they playing cold, they like to drop down. But you ain't been on them toes, nigga, we send them through them hotlines. Fuck, they talking under the scope, nigga exposing, I'ma draw down. I'm fit to be one of the coldest, nigga, you can't control us. Took me on the trailblaze game, focus out and found the clover. Blossom one day, you see the sauce stage, you sell the lotus. Forever paid roller, bitch, I'm a boss and you can't even cope it. Reaching up for the stars with all my flaws, God holding my hand. Ross told me to buy the dip, don't put yourself in a trance. I ain't holding on to my little drip, I done developed my stance. Too many niggas behind the wall, spend too much money on stamps. Just the ego, look through the peephole. Niggas be fairy tale, thugging nothing but some creep hoes. You couldn't hold your own water, you need a Lord, we know. Making deals to duck the time you was a hood hero. Fuck you, please don't get burnt by that red. Cause the fool will put them stones in your head, yeah. Streets on lawn, nigga, we cut them up and drop off. One false move, take a top off. Reach into the harvest, dig deep cause you the hardest, Please enjoy the rain, don't let no change look obvious. Hey, tired of all the politics and mention anger. Hey, money will turn a nigga to a stranger.
This food truck has a unique way of calling out orders when they're done. And it's the sweetest thing ever.
See this truck? Okay, show them the truck. So whenever the food is ready, a golden retriever comes out and delivers the food.
As soon as an order is finished, instead of calling it out, they hand it off to their hardest working employee, a golden retriever whose only job is to deliver the food to the customer. After he hands it off, he gives the customer a firm handshake to make sure they're happy with his service, before collecting a little head scratch as a tip for all his hard work.
Hey guys, I hope you're doing
Electric trucks are making waves in the transportation Industry, especially in California. And there's a new contender in the green race, hydrogen-powered trucks. Unlike battery electric trucks, which store energy in batteries, hydrogen trucks convert hydrogen into electricity to power the vehicle. This technology promises longer ranges and faster refueling times, addressing some of the limitations of battery electric trucks. However, the hydrogen truck industry is still in its infancy. Currently, there are only a handful of these trucks on the road, and they're primarily operated by companies that are taking a chance on this new technology.
My name is Jim Gillis. I'm the president of the Pacific region of IMC. IMC is the nation's largest intermodal drayage firm headquartered in Collierville, Tennessee. My big worry has always been the driver fleet. You know, there's an apprehensiveness to change, right? They like things the same. And so when you're moving them from a typical day cab tractor to one of these cab over designs, that's a big hurdle for them. But again, you know, once they make that jump, they're very happy with the results and they love the experience. The feedback from the drivers, the fit and finish, it's referred to in our fleet as the Bentley of trucks. It's weird, you know, when you first put a driver in front of it, that whole cab over design, kind of like a late 70s, early 80s model looking truck, they're very apprehensive. But once they climb into it and they go on one trip, they don't want to get back out.
I do like it. The innovative technology is amazing to me. I like the fact that it is zero emission with the ability to actually have that refuelability within 20 minutes. Also having the range of 500 miles to where we can pretty much adapt to all of our customers' needs. And honestly, the technology inside is amazing. Having the touchscreen infotainment system, the cab over design is probably the most comfortable ride I've ever been in, even within just a regular car. One of the differences is that the battery electric vehicle has a battery percentage. Once that's depleted, the truck has to be charged. The fuel cell electric vehicles, they actually have the hydrogen fuel cell that actually perpetuates the battery power by that electrochemical reaction. By having so much more of the hydrogen within the vehicle, you're able to actually propel the lifelong battery so you can go longer with it. The refuel time on the hydrogen electric vehicle is going to be 20 minutes when everything is running smoothly. The only time it gets pretty much a longer period of time is if they have any downtime at the fueling facility.
What we found with the battery electric is even if you put on a high-speed charger, 350 kilowatt charger, you still have an hour to 2 hour charge cycle compared to a 20-minute refuel with one of the hydrogens. And, you know, to me, when I'm comparing to diesel, right, which is the gold standard of how our industry operates, that quick refuel cycle of a hydrogen fuel cell was the way to go.
If hydrogen trucks could overcome the challenges of infrastructure and production costs, as well as the cost of hydrogen fuel, they could revolutionize the trucking industry. With the potential for significantly reduced greenhouse gas emissions and increased efficiency, these vehicles could play a very crucial role in combating climate change and boosting the economy.
We decided a couple of years ago to do a toe in the water approach with the zero emissions technology. And so we purchased 6 battery electric trucks. Mixed results, right? We liked the end result of zero emissions. We liked the idea of helping to clean up the industry, but the reliability was a little suspect. And I also had a hard time with the charging infrastructure, particularly in Southern Cal. And so I started doing some research on alternative technologies, and we happened across hydrogen fuel cell and really kind of dug into it, spent some time with Nikola, went to the factory in Coolidge, Arizona, and walked away thinking, you know, we need to go a little deeper. And so we did a big purchase order of 50, and hopefully soon we'll add another 50 in another market up in Oakland. With our battery trucks, we've got the extended battery packs, which makes it equivalent weight of the hydrogen fuel cell. I think the OEM lists the range at 200 to 220 miles. Our practical experience in Southern California is really 150 to 155. If you can get 100% fuel on board and get the full kg capacity, then you get 500 miles.
The state of California obviously is really pushing for cleaner trucks all the time. There's some pretty generous incentives, right, for both battery and hydrogen trucks. For hydrogen trucks, it's a few $100,000s, right?
It is, right? Unfortunately, though, there are some restrictions from large fleets that are now in effect, and so a company like ours, we're going to be heavily restricted starting next year from really participating in those incentive programs. But for smaller fleet operators, a guy that's got 30 trucks or less, you're right. There's some heavy financial incentives for them to be able to make that jump. But I also would say that, while it's a great financial incentive, there are some barriers, right? And so, the weight of the truck does kind of limit the amount of cargo that you can handle. In terms of use, we haven't really had any problems. It's new technology. We know there's going to be some small issues from here to there, but I think the responsiveness from the Nikola team and Tom's Truck Centers has been outstanding. When we have an issue, they come and fix it. And so I like it. I think zero emissions does have some barriers, particularly the vehicle weights. But I think for the majority of the cargo that we're running in Southern California, this technology does work.
Technology promises longer ranges and faster refueling times, addressing some of the limitations of battery electric trucks.
My name's Gary Stevenson. In 2011, I was Citibank's most profitable trader in the world. This is everything I'm authorized to tell you about being a trader of one of the world's biggest banks. You become the best trader in the world for one of the biggest banks in the world, and then somebody sits you down and threatens you basically like a gangster. It kind of makes you realise that they're the same people. When I started working, it was this kind of a bit of a mad environment. I'm always reminded of, when you hear footballers talk about footballers from the 90s and the 2000s talking about when they came through and the stupid hazing rituals and stuff. On my first week, they made me buy 100 burgers and carry them up and give them around the trading floor, this kind of thing. But there was a lot of that kind of nonsense going on, and there was a lot of people getting taken out to expensive restaurants and clubs and taken out to holidays. I got taken to Vegas when I was 21 before I went to Jay-Z's after party in LA, and then I went to Carmen Electra's birthday party. I hadn't even started working full time. And one of the nights, I can't even remember, it must have been $20,000 or $30,000 one night in a Vegas club. To me, it was really weird because, I come from a very poor background, and I was in a VIP table in LA with a bunch of 35-year-olds who were paying girls who looked just like the girls I used to hang out with at uni to hang out with them, you know what I mean? My specific desk started to make enormous amounts of money, which was like, it was really crazy for me. I was like super young, and some of the guys I was working with, like pretty crazy guys, and they started getting like really big for their boots, and one of the guys immediately got one of the secretaries pregnant, like within like a week. What it meant was the amount of money we were getting paid just for sitting in our seats went up a lot, which meant that you could afford to lose a lot of money without it appearing like you were losing a lot of money. So for example, if you're making 100 grand a day for the bank, just for sitting in your seat, you can afford to lose 100 grand a day on bad bets and not actually be officially losing money. Obviously, I know now that there's like this massive stereotype that traders take cocaine. So I was expelled from school for selling £3 worth of cannabis when I was just turned 16. And I was like, that's it, no more drugs, I'm off drugs, no more drugs ever again. So I've never taken cocaine in my life. And you know, I turn up in the place, everyone's like going out partying till like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and getting to work at 5 in the morning. And I was like, how the f do these guys do it? You know, they're older than me as well. But by my late 20s, some of my mates were taking cocaine. And they were doing that thing that people on cocaine do, where they talk like just at you a lot, really quickly. And they're being really boring, but they don't notice they're doing it. And then, of course, that is what my whole career had been like. And then I realised, like, f me, were those guys just on cocaine the whole time? And then, since then, one of my colleagues, who is very upset about the book, came out and said, like, I think he said he was spending £80,000 a year on cocaine. Yeah, which is... But the funniest thing is, like, I had no idea it was happening. I had no idea it was happening. I thought he was an alcoholic. Probably the maddest thing was, again, this guy Rupert, from a very rich background, but he really took to me really quickly. And, you know, sometimes I feel bad about the way I portray him, because he really was good to me. He really, like, sponsored my career, drove me through, and he would take me out, like, with all of his mates. He lived in Clapham and I lived in Ilford, which is, like, totally opposite ends of London. And he'd take me out with all his Clapham mates, and, like, we'd be going to f***ing Movida, which is a big expensive club, and, like, expensive restaurants, and, you know. He'd normally let me go, like, around midnight, because otherwise I'd miss the last train and he'd have to pay for a taxi. But he was like, no, stay. He kept me out later and later. In the end, ended up staying around his place. I woke up, I felt like I went into the office, I just threw up. I had to go to the bathroom, just threw up. And the boss sent me home. Next day I came in early, and the boss was like, oh, did Rupert do that to you? And I just laughed, you know. Then when Rupert came in, the boss goes to him, Gary said, you did that to him. And I knew that he'd be furious, right? And at the time, he used to sit 2 seats to the left of me, but there was an empty seat between us. And I just thought, like, don't look at him, just don't look at him. But I could kind of feel it, like, burning into my cheek. And then I start to hear, like, at first, just kind of like a gentle growling, like a growling in the back, like a, like this. And then I just think, and just don't look at him, don't look at him. And it starts to get, like, louder, like this growling gets, like, louder and louder. He's on the trading floor in front of everyone. I'm just thinking, and then I hear, like, this bang, this big bang, right? And then I think, like, I better turn around now, because, like, what the has he done? And we used to have, like, all the computer stations were, like, behind these doors, and he'd kick the door, so it, like, smashed into the brackets, and he was just kicking like that. And he was turned around in his chair, like, leaning over towards me, like that, like that, like gnashing his teeth like a dog at me, and growling at me. And I just looked at him, and he did it for about, it must have been at least 10 seconds, just, like, growling, gnashing his teeth at me in front of everyone. And then I just looked back, and then he just started the growling, started to